Hey guys, welcome to the webinar today. Glad you can join us. This is Kayla Kling, the content specialist for Principal LED, and I am on the line with Matt Davis, who's our lead layout specialist, and Dan Parks, who is one of our sales representatives. So before we start off, I want to go over a few housekeeping items. If you have logged on, there should be a panel that says handouts. And there's 5 PDFs that you can feel free to download and open and kind of follow along while we're going through the webinar. And we will also have a couple of polls. So if you have any questions or want to answer the polls, please make sure to use the chat window. And you can submit your questions at any time throughout the webinar, and we'll get to them at the end. So without further ado, Matt, you want to take it?
All right, guys, this is Matt Davis over here, your lead layout specialist, and a couple things I want to go over with you. We're going to start off resources for layout. So there's one of 2 ways that you can request a layout. One, we have our eZLayout Builder tool online you can find on our website, and that's great for your basic channel letters, basic cabinets. And 2, you've got our expert layout team here. And we work hand in hand with our outside sales reps and the engineering department, and we're pretty familiar with all of our in-house testing and stuff like that. And anything that you have that you need a custom layout for, you're always more than welcome to contact us. So we're going to go ahead and start off going over this eZLayout Builder. And like I said before, this is eZLayout Builder. It's for real basic stuff, you know, block style channel letters, you know, standard size single and double face cabinets. And it's a good way, you know, if you've got a customer on you to get a quote to them fast, then sometimes this is the better route to go if you just need something quick and easy. However, with the eZLayout Builder, it does have, understandably, some limited parameters that you're working with. So anything that you have that's unique or custom, then we always want you to come to us with that. Or even if you do a layout on the eZLayout Builder and you want us to check it for you just to verify that it's going to work for what you're using, then you're always more than welcome to do that as well.
Hey Matt, on that, if it's Dan, by the way, everybody out there, if say the customer is trying to use a particular module and it won't let them, I've heard that if a module is larger than what the actual application calls for or won't fit, that's the reason they would be having an issue like that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And I think sometimes if the letters are under a certain height, it's going to limit you to what you can use. And another instance that I've seen that with is if you're trying to do a layout for a halo-lit set of letters, like let's say they're 2 inches deep, but you're mounting the LEDs to a clear Lexan backer, so that light is moving more than 2 inches. But that eZLayout Builder can't take that into account, so it's going to limit the number of modules that you can use. All right, so now we're going to go over the eZLayout Builder steps. And it's pretty easy. Once you click on that, you're going to be taken to a page where you're just going to input some simple information, your name, the company that you work for, and other contact information. And from there, you're going to be able to input your sign details. Now, the eZLayout Builder has 2 different options. You can either go, you know, do a layout for cabinets or channel letter sets. And that'll be noted by a box and then another box with the letter A that you can choose between them. And from there, once you input the parameters of your sign, you know, your height, width, depth, all of that, then you're going to get a drop-down menu which will allow you to choose from a variety of different modules that will work typically for that height and depth. And after that, all you have to do is click the populate button, It'll generate a drawing for you, and you have the option to email that to yourself as a PDF, or you can download it directly, onto your computer from your browser and print that off. And that's pretty much it for the eZLayout Builder. Very simple, very efficient. We've had a lot of people that have gone to using this for, like I said, simple cabinets and channel letter set. And, that helps out sometimes, so you guys don't always have to wait on us.
So we just wanted to do a live demo of the eZLayout Builder. So as you can see here, I've entered all of my contact information, everything. You just hit go. All right, and this is what Matt was talking about between whether it's the channel letter or it's cabinet mode, and let's just give them a demo. And as you can see, there's the PDF, the direct download. You can also email PDF, which is great, whether it's for yourself or for a client, you can do that. And as you can see, here are all the options for the particular specs that I entered.
And one thing I did forget to mention is that you see off to the very right next to email PDF, you can optimize your power supply usage with these. So if you wanted to just do, the maximum number that you can have per whatever power supplies you select, you can do it that way. However, if you do have letters that are, for instance, self-contained or on a raceway, then you can use that to account for that as well.
Okay, we are going to launch our first poll. And remember to use the chat window to answer. So what should you use the eZLayout Builder for? Either A, standard cabinets, B, standard channel letters, or C, all of the above. All right, get your answers in. Okay, let's see what the results are. Okay, and it looks like you guys answered it correctly. It is C, all the above. So, John Henderson, you are a winner, and thank you for participating. Make sure to keep paying attention because we'll have another one coming up.
All right, now we're going to get into when you want to contact our layout department here in-house. And, as you can see, unique signs, specialty projects, even if you just have questions, if you want to use the eZLayout Builder tool and you don't know quite what you want to use, then or what's going to be the best product for that application, then please always feel free to call us. But I know, and I'm sure Dan can say too, that there are an infinite number of variables in signage, and we are able to actually take those all into account here because, like I said, we work hand in hand with our engineering team, and we also draw a lot from the expertise of our outside sales team because they've actually got to see a lot of the stuff in action and be able to test and view some of these unique applications. But pretty much for anything that's non-standard or you have questions about, we absolutely want you to contact us because that's what we're here to do. And there's a real simple process on how to request a custom layout. If you go to our website, which is p-led.com/layout-services, and it's really easy. All you do is click the Request a Layout button. And from there, it's going to give you various fields to fill out, basically all the pertinent information for your sign, face material, height, width, depth, halo lit, face lit, any kind of specification. It's all going to be listed there. And it even gives you an option to choose your preferred module. And, we like to do it this way because if you fill out this form, then we're going to have pretty much everything necessary to do a layout. And that's going to save you time and save us time, because once we have all that information, we can get that drawing done for you, within our 1 to 2 business day turnaround, and we won't have to go back and forth and ask a bunch of questions, and it just helps us get it back to you quicker.
All right. I wanted to show you real quickly where that's at on our website. So if you go to our homepage, resources, you can either go to that direct link that Matt was talking about, or you can go to layout services, and then here's that button for custom layouts. It's request a layout, and then here's the form he was talking about with inputting all the information. And this is really the best way to get your layout, your custom layout back quickly, and making sure that all the information that our layout team needs is there and in one place.
Okay, and you can see here she's got up on the screen the Principal LED retrofit layout request form. And basically this is going to be used for primarily cabinets. And this just helps us know, all the details of your sign. You got the number of lamps, the length of lamps, and that lets us know, hey, can we do a 1-for-1 swap on this sign and use the existing sockets, based on the mainly the distance between the lamps and the face. That'll determine our row spacing. And like I said, cabinet layouts are quick, they're pretty easy, but us having all this information right here, like we mentioned before, is going to help us expedite your request. Okay, and next you can see here, this is our build a border order form. And this is used for the street wrap, border wrap product. And it's an easy, simple, fillable form that you guys can use yourself, or we've had people, email us saying, hey, we don't know what to use, what accessories do we need, and we're always more than happy to fill this out for you as well.
All right, here's our second poll. Again, make sure to use the chat window. Okay. All right. Okay, and looks like you got it right. It is A with the via the online request form. So Jolene, thank you so much. We'll be in contact with you. You've won our poll. All right. Okay, if you guys have any questions, make sure you're using the chat window and we can answer anything that you have. Let's see. All right, one of the frequent questions that we get, can you use the eZLayout builder for double-sided cabinets?
Yes, you can. Once you select the cabinet option up there, it's going to give you an option for either single or double face, and you just have to make sure that the double-faced option is selected.
Okay. And another question that we tend to get is, why do you only depth?
Okay, well, depth is usually the determining factor in us making a recommendation for LEDs. And that's simply because the less room that light has to move, the more LEDs you're going to need, because all LEDs have some form or variety of a beam angle. And in order to ensure an evenly illuminated sign, we try to make sure that those beam angles are going to overlap. So the more depth that you have, the more room that light has to spread out and the less LEDs you're going to need. But at shallower depths, we like to, make sure that we know what that is so we can always try to give you the right product and the right amount in our estimate.
Okay, and Jolene has a question. She asks, do you have a PDF version of the online form so each submission doesn't have to be via the web for personal time tracking? We have a PDF version of the retrofit, and that could be repurposed for new construction as well if that's what you're looking for. If not, definitely submit another question via the chat window. But you can download the that form from that same page we were showing you to request a custom layout. And for larger signs, will the eZBuilder show power supply loading instead of just noting the load in the specs? Dan, do you have any input on that?
No. No.
We'll get back to you on that, Jolene. We'll follow up with you after the webinar. Matt Klein, does the custom layout request for StreetRev have the same 2-day turnaround time?
Yes, sir, it does. Anywhere, like I said, between 1 to 2 business days. If we have the information that we need for the StreetRev border application, such as, links to the sections, whether there's going to be corners and, just overall, the overall footage if you need it, then we're actually able to fill out that form relatively quickly. And one thing I should have mentioned before, if you email a request directly into layouts@p-led.com, then, and this is real important to remember, put rush in the subject line if you're needing this turned around really fast, because that allows all of our estimators to view it in the queue, and we can tell at a glance that you're really needing that back in a hurry.
All right, and does submitting multiple signs extend the layout turnaround time, say 3 to 4 signs?
3 to 4 signs, no. About one of the only things that's going to extend our turnaround time are things like national programs, where you can have anywhere between like 20 and 100 layouts. Those will take a little bit longer for us to do, but 3 to 4 signs, I mean, we generally do cases that have that many signs in them, so that shouldn't increase your turnaround time.
Perfect. Dan, do you typically get questions, any kind of questions from clients about eZLayout Builder? I know you had that one earlier.
The majority of the questions we get are of course, turnaround times. It's like Matt said, as long as he gets all the information that's pertinent to the job, so they're not having to stop and turn and email you back to get this information, wait on you to return it. I mean, that screws up the lead time. So as long as they get all the information that they need up front, we can have these things to you. I mean, they're getting them back in 24 hours. But that's the majority of it. And another thing is, like Matt said, there's so many modules that we can use in certain applications. We have several different options for the same application. So if there is one that maybe a customer's used in the past, sometimes it helps if you'll list that module on there and ask if we can lay it, if Matt and them can lay it out with that module. It'll also help them. If they can't, they'll tell you why, and they'll give you a reason behind it. But if a customer's using nothing but Quick Mod 3, and rather than Heavyweight would work in that application also, but they're more comfortable with the Quick Mod 3, then, it helps if you'll let our guys know that, so they can make sure they lay it out in the way that, that you need it done.
Absolutely, and Dan brings up a great point, because like he said, we have such a wide variety of products that, like he said, multiple modules will work for the same application. And, just putting a simple note in the email that you send, or if you're using the online request form, you can notate that in there as well. And that's going to cut down on your lead time, because, we won't have to redo it if we're able to know your preference ahead of time.
All right, we have another question. What is the best way to follow up on an online submission?
Okay, and there are several different ways to do that. Normally, I prefer that you call us. Our business hours here are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, and we'll always have a member of the estimating department here. And that way, you know, because sometimes we all get a bunch of emails in a day. You know, I get anywhere from, you know, 60 to 100. And often I think, you know, just picking up the phone and giving us a call is a good way to remind us, hey, you know, I'm needing this back pretty quick, or did you get my layout request, or whatever information that you're needing.
All right, and as you see here, this is our contact information. So for the eZLayouts as well as the custom layouts, the phone number there goes to PLED as well as the email that goes to the layouts department. So as we're wrapping up, I want to invite you to our next webinar. It will be all about QuickMod. It's QuickMod 101, Lighting with Fewer Modules. It'll be taking place more or less a month from today, Wednesday, June 20th, and it will be at 2 p.m. We have, as you can see, 4 different modules here. If you're unfamiliar with it, this would be a great webinar to attend. And we also have colors that we are offering. So that's a kind of a little-known fact that we have red, green, and blue. So if you would like to attend, I will be sending out a follow-up email that will have that invite in there. And we will be having a poll that will pop up, or a short survey that will pop up after the webinar. So again, wanted to thank you all for joining us today. Thank you to Dan and Matt for providing great feedback and tips on how to get the most out of our layout services. So thank you for attending, and we'll see you next time.